Welcome back to our channel, show, segment. Hey guys, we're doing another reaction video to Candace Owens explaining the biggest problem with women today. And she's being featured on the Roommates. This looks like this just dropped a couple days ago, so it's hot off the press. So we'll just get straight to it. Oh, my name's Ayana, by the way.
And my name is Kendrick.
Nice to meet you. Alright, let's do this. She just jumps right in the middle of a conversation, so I don't know if there was a part one, but we're just reacting to this. Yeah.
Not only that, then increasingly you're telling women to be the opposite of what I think men want, right? The opposite, maybe in the instant when men are not thinking with their big heads and they're saying, oh, whoa, she's half naked, great, I'm gonna go for it. That might be what a man wants, but long term, that's not what a man wants. A man doesn't want a girl that's just gonna be naked all the time and put herself out there available for every man to see. You know, that I don't have to be a man to know that that's not what men want. So then you say men suck, and I ask this question all the time. You complain about men, but are you being the type of a woman that a man would want, right?
Yo, what's up?
Already.
She's basically saying, like, aren't you as a woman being the kind of woman that a guy would actually want long term, not short term, but long term? Like, you can look good on the outside, like that's what he wants right in that moment, but in terms of someone who's going to be with him for the rest of his life, like, all that looks that you have now, that's gonna disappear after a while. But
What's up, guys? Before we get started, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We are almost at 300,000 subscribers, and we would love for you guys to help us make it happen. So hit the subscribe button and let's get started with today's video.
You know what I always say? Experiment with both and tell me what makes you feel better. And that is the truth when it comes to young women, because I dedicated my first episode to young women and really talking to them about these are the options that are being presented to you. Less. Take off more clothes, you know, do the most to get attention, right? If you think that that's freedom, the idea that you have to wear less and the idea that you have to get naked to be heard, you really think that's a form of freedom? Because that's slavery, that's bondage. I didn't have to take off my clothes to be heard in society. And these women will realize that when you follow these people that are, you know, self-imposed feminists, I'm a feminist, I do this, I'm a feminist, you hear that word over and over and over again, you'll find that the majority of them are miserable. Look at their lives and ask yourself a question. Do you think they are happy? Do you feel good when you do what they do? Right? When you're constantly looking for a dopamine hit from social media because you took your clothes off and you want somebody in your comments, you know, a thirst trap with your out, right? And you.
So, sorry for the censoring or lack thereof, by the way. This is kind of something that we hit on the last video as well, as far as women being objectified and things like that. But also, this isn't just women. This isn't just women with thirst trap pictures and posting pictures that they know are gonna elicit emotion or the heart eye emoji as a response. Because yeah, I mean, for a long time, guys have been sending unsolicited pictures to women for years now. I guess, you know, it's not on the grand scale of like social media, like putting themselves out there like that, but still, like, it's not just women these days, is all I wanted to say. That's all. You got anything to add to that?
Well, that's true. Like, a lot of guys, they put up pictures because they know that females will always go for that, and like be under the comments like heart eye emoji, like, oh, he looks so good, he's so fine. I'm like,
in their head, just.
So they think that their validation comes from that, but like you can't do that. Like, if you put up something and someone says, nah, you look ugly, nah, this is this, then you're gonna feel bad. You're gonna feel like things aren't working. Then you're gonna feel like I don't know. You're gonna feel inside. You're not gonna have. It shows that you don't have self-esteem. And I know it might sound terrible, but
You have to get your validation from
others. Then
nah.
And you want someone in your comments going, oh, you slay, bae. You slayed the day, bae. Hashtag Tuesdays, am I right?
Yeah.
And you do this stuff for attention, and you're devaluing yourself. And at the end of the day, you don't actually feel good, and it's not going to bring you happiness, right? So yeah, you can get guys sliding in your DM. You can get guys telling you look good. You can get guys that want to sleep with you. How many of these people actually get guys that want to stay with you, right? That are not in somebody else's DM. The same way that you found him is the same way he's going to find somebody else, because we are increasingly becoming a part of a society that's ADHD. You want to know why our grandparents stayed together? Because they weren't looking at cheeks all day on Instagram and refreshing it and going, oh, well, that girl looks younger, that girl looks better, that girl's face tuned, and I think that is what these young women that they're following are telling them. You've got 13-year-olds getting lip injections, right? Because they want to look like Kylie Jenner. Again, not a shot to Kylie Jenner, but what society have we created that ever made Kylie Jenner feel like she had to go out and buy those lips, that she had to contour her entire face and change her entire body? She was already a beautiful little girl. So the society is ill. It's not normal, right? Don't let these people convince you that that's normal. That's cancer, and that cancer will become contagious to you if you accept that. You don't follow a better role model.
Just don't buy into it. Like, it's cancerous, it's false, it's like a fantasy that they're trying to sell you. Like Beyonce, for example, or like any musician, the female rappers and things like that. They sing one thing, they rap one thing, but then their life is not. It's really not like that, but they're pumping that up, and you blast it in your car, and you're like, city girls, and how you're bad, whatever, and how you don't need because you make your own, and da-da-da. Okay, yeah, you're blasting that. They're making money, and they're going right home to their man, right? Okay, so they have a more realistic perspective on what it actually is, and she's just spitting facts about like what it actually is out here in the real world, versus what society and social media and media in general try to construct as far as what you should live in, which is an impossible world that will keep you always wanting more and searching, and you'll never ever feel fulfilled or be fulfilled, because you're not going to accomplish anything, because that's the point. Because they want you to keep spending money and consuming.
Like, you can't let society be the thing that dictates exactly how you should live your life or what it is that you should do. Like, if society says that, oh, by this age you should be married, it doesn't mean that you need to be married at this age. If society says that you need to have this car by this age, it doesn't mean that you need to do that. Society might say, 9-to-5 jobs are no longer it. It's just going to be an entrepreneur. Like, if you're everyone can't be an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is going to have people that works from 9 to 5 just the same. So it's like, once you have that understanding of that reality, then it changes your perspective. Like, not everything that's in style, not everything that's in that might be a tradition is what you should follow. Like, as she was saying that her grandfather wasn't looking at cheeks all day, and then
refreshing the feed. They just had magazines and newspapers. They couldn't refresh it.
But she was being real in that situation, and I think a lot of us need to get back to that reality.
It seems to me a lot of women, when they hear conservative values, the trigger to them, and I could be wrong, the trigger to them, it seems as, bondage, go back in the kitchen, shut up and just, just be a slave to your husband. Why do you feel like there's so much of when they're hearing about some of the things that you say, like what makes you happy is making your husband a sandwich, some people like that sounds crazy, right? So why do you think there's such a
So I know he's not asking me, he's asking Candace, but I'm going to tell you. Like, I think it's definitely because we're in a situation where our world centers around I. It's about selfishness instead of selflessness. So of course that's going to sound absurd that making a sandwich for someone else brings you joy, whether it's your husband, your child, it's funny because in that same thing, like if you're the same people who think it's absurd that it brings you joy to make a sandwich for your husband, they wouldn't think that if you had said it brings me joy to make a sandwich for my child. Automatically it's accepted. It's not a problem. it's not looked at as like you're a slave to the child or anything like that. But then why do you look at it as being a slave to your husband automatically?
I think the deeper issue is people not wanting to serve each other. So the thing is, like, if it is that you have friends, you have family, you're in a relationship, you have to be willing to serve that person. It's vice versa. It's not the wife serving the husband or the husband serving the wife alone.
Right.
It's both.
It's mutual.
Yeah, mutual.
And a lot of people, I think they focus, not a lot of people, some people focus on more so on what they're having to do. But they don't realize, okay, yeah, you're bringing him a sandwich, but he's providing the funds to be able for you to go out and shop and to get those things to make that sandwich. He's providing the appliances that you use to cook and to do this or whatever, or he's providing a space or an environment to where you don't even have to work, so you can fully live off of his.
But in the mutuals, like sometimes you have the husband and the wife working, boyfriend or girlfriend working, and then it's a shared responsibility. It's not like, oh, he should always be doing this, oh, she should always be doing this. Because sometimes if it is the guy wants a sandwich, why doesn't he go and make a sandwich and make one for his wife? Like, sometimes he comes in from work, he's tired, she'll just go ahead and make one for him and try to kind of make him feel better. It's like vice versa. It's not just one way.
Yeah